This is just a short video that I thought might be helpful to students trying to evaluate functions at different values. So in number one, where we're combining functions at values, you can see at x equal to 0, 4, negative 2, and 3. Unlike number two, where we're evaluating them at x, our calculator can save us a lot of time. So let's go ahead and I'll just do these first two in this video. So we know that f plus g of 0 is defined as f of 0 plus g of 0. Now, normally we have to go take 0, plug it into f. So f of 0 would be 3 times 0, which is going to be 0, minus 4. So this would be equal to minus 4 plus. And now, if we would put 0 into g, that would be 2 times 0 squared. That's 0 minus 1, and that would be negative 1. And you'd come up with negative 5. And what we're really doing in college algebra is this part. This is addition and subtraction. So what I thought might be handy is to show you how to put these in the calculator. So your calculator can actually store these functions, and you can find values, as many values as you want. So I'm going to store f of x as y1, and I'm going to store g of x as y2. So let's grab our calculator. Go ahead and clear your home screen. So press this clear right when you turn it on, and then press this y equal button up here and clear what you have in your y equal button. Now stay on this y equal button, and let's go ahead and type f of x into y1. So f of x is 3x minus 4. And now let's go ahead and type g of x in to y2, 2x, and then if you want to square your x, you can always press the x squared button, minus 1, and then move away, and then you can see both of those typed in correctly. So just as you would normally type f of x, we are now going to type y1 of x. So y1 of 0, and let me change pen colors. This is the same as y1 of 0 plus y2 of 0 in your calculator. So let's see if we get the same thing. So, second quit, go to your clear home screen, and now this is how you get your calculator to say y1 and y2. There's a button down here called VARs. It stands for variables. Go ahead and click that, and these are y variables. So we're going to go over to y variables. I just used the right arrow. These are definitely functions, so we'll choose the number 1, or you could just press enter. And here are all of your y function variables. So we're going to grab y1 first and use our parenthesis. So that's just like f of x. That's y1 of 0 plus. Now let's go get y2. We go back to the same place, the variables button. It's a y variable. It's a function. But this time we want to go down to 2 and press enter, or you could have just pressed 2. Use your parentheses, y2 of 0. And we should get negative 5. Now, what makes this really nice is that we can reuse this menu, because we know by definition that f minus g of 4 is f of 4 minus g of 4. That's the college level math part right there. But we stored f of x under y1 and g of x under y2. So I'm going to go highlight this and press enter and use it again. Now, I'm going to be evaluating at 4. This is now a minus, and this is a 4. And you press enter. And if you would have done this by hand, if you would have plugged 4 into G and 4 into F, and then found F of 4 minus G of 4, you would have gotten negative 23. While I'm making this video, I might as well go show you something else that's really nice about your calculator. Let me see if I can get this red pen again, and I was able to. By definition, FG of negative 2 is F of negative 2 multiplied by G of negative 2. Now, we still have F as Y1 and G as Y2. So we really want this to say Y1 of negative 2 times Y2 of negative 2. So I'm going to grab this. This is going to be multiplication this time. But we need 2 spaces to put a negative number. So go ahead and put in a negative, and then we're going to insert a 2. So second delete gives you the insert menu, and you can put a 2 in there. Let's try that over here. The opposite, second insert the number 2, and press enter. So I hope that that helps you with your computations. We might as well go ahead and take care of D. F of 3 divided by G of 3. So I'm going to go back and use this one that just has the single space for the number. There's a 3. This is a divided by. This is a 3. Press enter. Now you're going to get a fraction, but we can press the math button and we can press the number 1 or enter and make that into a fraction if it can be, and that's 5 over 17. So if you would have put 3 in your calculator, 3 into the function of f, it would have been 5, or something that would reduce to 5, and 3 into g, and it would have been reduced to 17. I do want to point out that we can only use this when we're plugging values into our calculator. These, of course, as shown in your lessons, will be formulas. I did want to show you one thing down here. When you put this function in your calculator, that is going to be, it'll be a y2, and you're going to let y2 be the opposite of the absolute value of x. So you're actually going to use the math button, and then you'll choose number 1, which is ABS, and it stands for absolute value. Let me show you as if I was going to do this problem, but I'm not going to. You would have put 3x plus 4 into y1, but then down here we'll put the opposite, and now we want this to say the absolute value of x. So I'm going to put math, and we're going to arrow over to the numerical menu, and number 1 is the absolute value. Now, what do you want the absolute value of? We're just going to put an x in there, but you could put whatever function it is. And that's how you find the absolute value of a number in your calculator, or use it as a function. And this concludes this short video about calculator use and finding function values.